This is the L2C Sport. This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the Steve Baxley Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Yes, what? Okay, don't worry. I'll mention it. Uno, the cat, is here with us as well. Now, here's your host, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Baxman, you're not a turkey, but you're loved anyways. Thank you. Thank you very much. And guys, if you will, please, can we up the camera just a bit? I like for people to note that I am wearing horns of a dilemma. Welcome to the sports final, and I wear the horns that I got on the next to last. Thank you. Yes, they're perfect. No. Come on. Thank you. Yes, friends. Welcome to another resounding broadcast here in our little living room. In about 3 months, we should be moved into our new palatial multimedia studios here at the Tom O'Neill broadcast house here in beautiful, bucolic Jackson, Michigan. But yes, I am wearing horns. Why? Because we're cursed with the Detroit Lions. Why ask why? Anyway, let's get on with it. Time for a look at sports. Time for a reasonably funny look at what is happening today. I'm going to take these off, first of all. I put them on my cat, but there we go. There we go. For those of you that say I look good with horns, thank you very much. Okay, let me just... Okay, let us first go to what we're all been waiting for about 7 hours. The college football playoff rankings. All right, in the words of Casey Kasem, let's do the countdown of the top 25 into the top 4. Number 25, Tulsa. But we don't have the drum roll. Oh, yeah, we do. Let's use a regular drum roll, boys. Number 24, Iowa. Number 23, Oklahoma State. Number 22, drummers are strange. Number 22, Auburn. Number 21, Marshall. Even the cat's going away from this. Number 20, Coastal Carolina. Number 19, North Carolina. 18, USC. Okay, nothing there. Number 17, Texas. Number 16, Wisconsin. I think we should for every one of them, but our band is on their own. Number 16, Wisconsin. Number 15, Oregon. Number 14, BYU. Number 13, Iowa State. Number 12, Indiana. Number 11, Oklahoma. Number 10, Miami of Florida. Number 9, they applaud for everything Number 9, Georgia. Number 8, Northwestern. Number 7, Cincinnati. Number 6, Florida. And on the outside looking in, Texas A&M. Seriously, number 4. Do we need the drums for that? Yes, we do. Number 4. Number 4. Ohio State. Number 3. Clemson. Number 2. Notre Dame, I understand the Pope is protesting that. And number 1, Alabama. That's right. All right, everybody. There's your top 25 with the top 4 accentuated from the college football playoff rankings. Thank you. Don't applaud. Throw pay endorsements. Okay. It took some time on the clock. Anyway, let's keep going with a little bit of news. Can we adjust this just a bit? Thank you. Okay, let's keep going on the bonbon here. Boy, I can't wait till we move all this in there and have like green screen and everything will be good. All right. Got some, boys. How much of a oh boy have we got? Well, we'll tell you. The Ravens have got some problems. How big a problem? That's right. Baltimore is scheduled to play Pittsburgh in 2 days. I don't even think they're going to do it. The Baltimore Ravens learned of multiple positive COVID-19 tests on Monday, and the situation has turned into a minor outbreak. On Tuesday, Jeff Zerbiak of The Athletic reported that the Ravens learned of more positive COVID-19 tests just 2 days before they're set to play the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers on Thanksgiving. According to Zerbiak, the Ravens registered as many as 4 new positive tests on Tuesday after learning of 4 others on Sunday night. Zerbiak says that there have been at least 10 positive tests registered between players, coaches, and support staff members. Ravens head coach John Harbaugh confirmed on Monday that running backs Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins tested positive for the coronavirus and would miss the Turkey night game. Additionally, defensive tackle Brandon Williams was also placed on the team's reserve COVID-19 list after being identified as a close contact. Per Zerbiak, quarterback Trace McSorley, outside linebacker Pernell McPhee, nose tackle Brandon Williams, close contact, and cornerback Iman Marshall will be placed on the reserve COVID-19 list. Now, the Ravens announced McPhee was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list on Tuesday. Marshall is currently on injured reserve. Following this latest development, the league announced that there is no change to the status of Thursday's Ravens-Steelers game. We'll see about that. We'll see about that, won't we? That's right. An NFL spokesman said in a statement, according to Dan Graziano of ESPN, we will continue to monitor developments and a consultation with our medical experts. Our foremost concern is the health and safety of players, coaches, and game day personnel. Can someone give me a herring? Anyway. For those of you that are fans of a thing called Futurama. That was my Zoidberg impression. Yes, and it wasn't a bad one. Now, this will be the most difficult obstacle that the NFL has been forced to work around with up to this point in the season. As we have seen in the past, the league has had no problem rescheduling matchups in the worst case scenario by pushing them back to Monday or Tuesday. But with this matchup being a divisional primetime nightcap on a holiday, the NFL certainly wouldn't want to change up its highly anticipated triple header. Now, the Ravens released this statement on Monday about their current COVID-19 situation. Quote, late last night, we were informed that multiple members of the Baltimore Ravens organization tested positive for COVID-19, and those individuals immediately began to self-quarantine. In 8 states, you'd appear on Jerry Springer for that. Oh, that's the wrong type of self-quarantine. Okay, thank you. We have started the process of contact tracing, and during this time, the Under Armour Performance Center will be closed, with all team activities conducted virtually. I like to see how you can virtual bench press. I mean, do you do like this? 1, 2. I don't know. We will continue to work closely with and follow guidance from the NFL team doctors and our medical trainers. Okay. And I will tell you, this is definitely going to be an interesting couple of days. And more medical news. I wish we could play the, of course, the love instrument of all music, the kazoo. Well, we can't use MASH, so we use Ben Casey. Thank you. So here we go, friends. Now, what started as a routine Tuesday morning developed into anything but for the Dallas Cowboys. Enjoying a much-needed win after their 31-28 victory over the Minnesota Vikings, to which they also had a Viking funeral. In Week 11, the team was all smiles, including an update radio address from owner Jerry Jones on Tuesday morning from the party bus. Moments after Jones ended his interview, however, the team announced there would be no practice or media availability from anyone in the organization. This was due to what was initially described as a non-COVID-related medical emergency with one of the team's staffers. Yeah, right. Marcus Paul, the team's strength and conditioning coach, required an ambulance, and medical attention was immediately dispatched to him in what became a very emotional scene for the Cowboys and their players. The team released the following statement. Quote, shortly before 7:30 in the morning, Dallas Cowboys strength and conditioning coordinator Marcus Paul experienced a medical emergency. Paul was immediately treated by Cowboys medical personnel and transported to a local hospital by ambulance. As part of Paul family, Marcus is in the process of undergoing further medical tests, and additional information will be made available at the appropriate time. The Dallas Cowboys players and staff attended a pre-scheduled 8:05 a.m. meeting this morning and were told by head coach Mike McCarthy that today's practice, scheduled for 11:30 Central, would be canceled. The organization extends its praise and support to the Paul family and asks for friends and followers of Marcus, his family, and the team to keep them in their thoughts and prayers. And we seriously, no joking, meant we also join them in the prayers, good vibes, and support. Get well soon. And we mean that. Peace. Paul joined the Cowboys as strength conditioning coach in 2018 under Jason Garrett and was retained by Mark McCarthy this season, despite a list of sweeping changes in other coaching areas. A former safety from Syracuse, he was selected in the 4th round of the '89 NFL draft by the Chicago Bears, spending several seasons with them before finishing his career as a player with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He would go on to have a tremendous success as an assistant strength and conditioning coach for the Patriots, and after a short stay with the New Orleans Saints, joined the Cowboys in 2018 with 5 Super Bowl rings on his resume, or for those of you who are into Christmas tunes, 5 Super Bowl rings. after splitting time with the New York Jets and New York Giants. He is highly respected around the league and most certainly in the Cowboys locker room. It is with a heavy heart the team must now figure out how to mentally carry the what's happening to Paul while trying to prepare for their second battle with the Washington football team on Thanksgiving. And we also send our vibes and prayers and hopes for speedy recovery. Blessings, prayers, and hope. Okay, we continue. And in more news, that's why we call it sports news. More little nautical news for you. Believe it or not, we got a new cancellation, or maybe an old news cancellation. Wisconsin, Minnesota has been canceled due to the Gophers' COVID-19 outbreak. The battle for Paul Bunyan's axe has been, axed. Per Minnesota Athletics, Wisconsin, Minnesota won't be playing this Saturday after a COVID-19 outbreak within Minnesota's program. The Gophers have paused all team-related activities and won't be playing Wisconsin on Saturday. The game won't be rescheduled, Minnesota announced in its press release. The decision to pause football activities was made by Director of Athletics Mark Coyle. President Jean Gabel and Gopher Athletics Medical Director Dr. Brad Nelson, after consulting with the Big Ten Conference, said Minnesota Athletics. Quote, Coyle said in a press release, "The health and safety of our student athletes, coaches, and staff has always been our main priority. We have experienced an increase in positive cases recently and have made the responsible decision to pause team activities. We will continue to rely on the guidance of our medical experts as we navigate the next several days. We are doing everything we possibly can to miss the fewest amount of days possible. Our goal is tough and ready to compete on December 5th against Northwestern." End quote. Minnesota has had 9 student athletes and 6 players test positive in the last 5 days. The program is still awaiting additional testing results. The Gophers played last Friday's game against Purdue without 2 players medically unavailable. On Monday, the Gophers head coach P.J. Fleck told reporters his team was testing Monday afternoon and awaiting results. The Gophers didn't practice on Tuesday due to presumptive COVID-19 positive test from Monday, Minnesota Athletics said in a statement on that same day. Now, this would have been the 130th meeting between the two teams in a rivalry that dates back to 1890. After winning last year's game in Minnesota, Wisconsin took the lead in the series 61-60-8. They won 14 consecutive games before losing to Minnesota in Madison during the 2018 season. The winning team is awarded Paul Bunyan's axe, a trophy that dates back 1948, though a new axe was created in 2000. Now, traditionally, winning players would imitate chopping down the goalpost with the axe after the game. Senior tackle Cole Van Lanen said, "Seniors at least here are the ones that get to chop it, and this is my turn. I really want to be able to chop that axe by the end of Saturday night." End quote. Wisconsin had 2 games canceled earlier this season. A third game not being played will push the Badgers below the 6-game minimum required to make the Big Ten championship game. Though Wisconsin already trailed Northwestern in those standings. Last time Wisconsin and Minnesota didn't was 1906. That means the rivalry lasted through both World Wars and the Spanish flu in 1918. But COVID-19 cases are rising nationwide, and Minnesota's team has been infected, ending one of college football's longest consecutive rivalries. Van Lanen said through a smile, "It's a fun experience. If you're not a part of it, you just don't understand. That's what it's all about. We're just excited and pray we have that opportunity this Saturday." End quote. Well, I guess now they know. I mean, just to anoint further here, you got the Paul Bunyan statue, which Michigan and Michigan State battle. So Minnesota and Wisconsin, they battle for the axe. Somewhere, someone just sort of, I want to say didn't think it through, but We give that for more blessed minds to figure out. I mean, does anybody play for Babe the Blue Ox? The statue for Babe the Blue Ox? Anyone know? Anyone in the control room know? Okay, grazie. Nobody knows. But we got more on this wild Bogdanovic thing going on. Bogdan Bogdanovic will finally have a home where the Buffalo roam. Bogdan Bogdanovic will join the Atlanta Hawks on a 4-year, $72 million contract after the Sacramento Kings elected not to match the offer sheet he signed. They will now lose Bogdanovic with no return, and the Hawks will add one of the best shooting guards on the market. Can you say, how did they do? The additions of Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari should give the Hawks one of the best offenses. Both are elite shooters that can handle the ball, but the cost was significant. The Hawks are now largely capped out. There you go. For the near future, and that is before a possible contract extension for John Collins is factored in. He will be expensive, but the additions of Gallinari and Onyeka Okongwu suggests that he is available in a trade. The Kings, meanwhile, very nearly got a strong trade factor return back for Bogdanovic. It was initially reported before free agency began that he would be traded to the Bucks for a package headlined by Dante DiVincenzo. That part in a tampering investigation is ongoing. So instead, Sacramento loses Bogdanovic for nothing, which seems to suggest that they have decided on Buddy Hield, who was benched for Bogdanovic last season as their shooting guard for the future. That might have been a sensible choice from a salary perspective, but it will make it significantly more difficult for the Kings to compete for a playoff spot, even with Tyrese Halliburton, the rookie, replacing him. The Hawks, meanwhile, have set themselves up nicely to do so in the Eastern Conference. Their defense has plenty of holes, but the Hawks should have one of the best offenses in the NBA. They still have a ways to go if they plan to contend for a championship. But they should take a major step forward in the upcoming season, which starts very soon. All right. In college basketball, and we don't have any college basketball scores, do we? We might. Okay, we'll find that out. If you wanted to argue for Baylor or Ungazaga, Ugazanga, I can't stop this feeling. You had to be there. Deep inside my soul. Anyway. As the most deserving party of the preseason number 1 ranking in college basketball, well, there would be no argument until this week. Baylor returns its top 3 scorers and an All-American in Jared Butler. Gonzaga returns Corey Kispert and a supporting cast of Joel I and Drew Timme. And more time to do that lovely little song, Unga Zaga, Unga, Unga, Unga Zaga, Unga, Unga. I can't stop this feeling. Look it up on YouTube. As of tonight, be it still Tuesday on the West Coast, here it's about to go Wednesday. The preseason number 1 Bulldogs received 28 first place votes in the AP Top 25 poll to number 2 Baylor's 24 should henceforth be considered number 1. Oh, please, let this be good with a bullet. Really? That's about as close to a bullet as we're going to get. Thank you. We're getting new sound effects soon. Mark Few and company got word Tuesday that Florida transfer Andrew Nembhard Let's say that as it's meant. Andrew Nemhard. Yes, Andrew Nebhard, basketball player at large, has been approved to play immediately this season, bolstering an already lethal backcourt with a former five-star guard who, up until this week, was expected to sit to satisfy NC2A transfer rules. Nebhard will be eligible to play when the Zags open their season Thursday against number 6, Kansas. Now, eligibility waivers have been handed out like candy in recent months, or like a Oprah surprise. You get an extension, you get an extension, you get a waiver, you get a waiver, you get a car. Oops, sorry. Amid the pandemic and immersed uncertainty in sport, but Nebhard had previously said his intentions were to transfer and sit out with no plans to attain immediate eligibility. The development is a welcome one for a Zags team that lost starting point guard Ryan Woolridge and starting shooting guard Admon Gilda. Now, despite those losses, however, Gonzaga's backcourt figures to be a crowded one even without him. The Zags added five-star combo guard Jalen Suggs this offseason and have big plans for he and Ayaya. Nonetheless, all three should function well in the same unit with Nebhard serving as lead initiator. I want to say intimidator, but it's initiator. Ayaya as a true two-way force, and Suggs as a combination between the two because of his explosiveness and ability to score in any level. Nebhard last played at Florida in 2019-2020, where he averaged 33 minutes per game, made 31 starts in 2 seasons with the Gators. He averaged 9.5 points and 5.5 assists per game. That's a lot. Okay, let's take a little time to tell you what's coming up on our fellow YouTube channel, the Ricada. Be fun and happy, haha. So, if you're ready for this, let's tell you what's coming up tonight on Lost Blaney Interwebs with Nick Ricada. Thank you. And tonight, Nick Ricada. Oh, if it's Tuesday, it's guest star day. That's right. And Nick's got a good show. It started 3 minutes ago. No doom pills allowed. Escapism. And it's, as we pop it up here. Come on, boys. Pop it up. Ha! No doom pills allowed. Escapism and its importance, featuring Ty Beard. Yes. Thank you, crowd. So it's on right now, midnight Eastern, 11 Central, and please watch, especially right after the show is done. Anyway, of course, Lost Brain Interwebs is hosted by Nick Ricada, the humblest Minnesota lawyer you'll ever find, on the Ricada Law channel right here on YouTube. Okay. That's a mark of that. Let us continue with more. And the more is some hot stove rumors. Thank you. Latest rumors from Major League Baseball's hot stove. The Rays declined a $15 million option on Charlie Morton, and they might be sticking to their money-saving ways with another starting pitcher. Though they aren't actively shopping him, they are open to trading 2018 Cy Young winner Blake Snell. This from MLB.com's Mark Feinsand. The last we saw of Snell, he was being controversially removed from Game 6 of the World Series. Bullpen below the lead just a few batters later. I know. Please remember, we forget the past and we move on. Will that be the lasting image of him in the Rays uniform? I doubt. Snell, 27-year-old lefty, was 4-2 with a 3.24 ERA 131 ERA plus, and 63 strikeouts in 50 innings last season. He made 6 playoff starts, pitching to a 3.03 ERA in his 10 World Series innings. He only allowed 4 hits while striking out 18. Now, it could be argued this is the optimal time for the Rays to trade Snell. He's set to make $11.1 million next season, $13.1 in 2022, $16.6 in 2023. There are Cy Young vote escalators as well. Though his upside is huge, he hasn't worked deep into games since 2018, and even then it was mostly in the first half. Expect every team with hopes of contending in the near future to at least have a conversation with the Rays front office on Snell. Also, in light of the Morton news, a little nugget on the Braves and their least rival match. And here it is. The Braves have been aggressive so far, and the Mets will not be far behind, aiming at the best available players. A source said about the Mets targeting more than one of the big four of the winter. Springer, Realmuto, Bauer, Lindor. It's all true, says Buster Only of ESPN. Now the Mets, as Pepperidge Farm remembers, the Mets absolutely have needs behind the plate and in the rotation behind ace Jacob deGrom. So perhaps Realmuto and Bauer are the top priorities. But it would be awfully hard to pass on Springer. And we're not talking Jerry. He's 75 and, well, he's now a judge. No, this is his evil twin brother, George. If the market and trading for Lindor also would make sense, it would be indeed hard to pass on Springer. Perhaps the main overarching point here is to get used to this new normal under the new owner of the Mets, Steve Cohen. The Mets are going to be involved in rumors for more big names in play moving forward. Not that they'll be alone in the pursuit of a certain catcher. Nudge, nudge, say no more. Now, the Blue Jays are among the likely many suitors for the services of Realmuto, and far and away the best catcher on the free agent market, reports Craig Mish of MLB Network. And when your network is Major League Baseball, how can you doubt? The 29-year-old is a two-time All-Star who hit .266, .349, .491, 123 ops plus, with 11 homers, 32 ribs with extra sauce, and I do mean spicy, in 47 games for the Phillies last season. He is also one of the best framers in baseball and has, in the recent past, led the majors in caught stealing percentage. That is to say, he is the all-around best catcher in baseball. Now, the Blue Jays fit is pretty obvious. Right now, they have Danny Jansen, Reese McGuire, and Alejandro Kirk behind the plate. Teaming Realmuto with their pitching staff would be a boost, if not a hoot or a holler. Just as it would be to the exciting offense that already they have. Bo Bichette, Kevon Biggio, Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel, and Vladimir Guerrero. Go nuts, lug nuts. When you say his name, you must include half the lug nut theme because he is a Lansing lug nut. Hi, Kiba. And you know, even though I don't have the hat with me, I am a lug nut at heart and soul. And that's not all. The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal, he of the dashing bow ties, reports that the Jays have also checked in on free agents George Springer, Michael Brantley, Justin Turner, and DJ LeMahieu. Now, the Reds are open to the idea of trading starter Sonny Gray. They were going to change his name to Sonny Blue, but that didn't catch on. Though it doesn't sound at all like they are actively shopping him or anything. Weighing their options would be more accurate, according to a report from Mr. Rosenthal. Rival clubs report the Reds are opening to moving Gray, whose recent performance and affordable contract make him more appealing than most of their players. As teams do with all trade possibilities, the Reds are gauging what they might get in return and weighing how they might relocate or reallocate, either word, their savings. The 30-year-old right-hander is a two-time All-Star who resurrected his career in Cincinnati after a totally subpar stint with the Yankees. In his 11 starts last season, because they only played 60 games due to COVID, he was 5-3 with a 3.70 ERA, 72 strikeouts, and 56 innings. 5-1 with a 1.94 ERA through August, and then he dealt with back issues and poor performance in September. He finished 7th in the Cy Young voting in $267 in both 2021 and 2022 before a $12 million club option in 2023. Now, given the market for starting pitching and Gray's upside, while he's still in his prime years, this is a very affordable deal for teams in need to rotation help. It's just a matter of sending the Reds back the pieces to get the deal done. Presumably, with the Reds' window of contention wide open, they'd want immediate Major League Baseball help back and not prospects from the lower levels of the minors. Oh, yeah. I know. Whatever do they mean? What's lower level? I don't know. Now, the Giants have an interest in adding a starting pitcher, and lefty free agent John Lester appears to be on their radar. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Impression of radar. According to MLB.com's John Morosi, Lester finished his 6th-year deal with the Cubs when they declined to pick up his 7th-year option earlier this offseason. The wily left-hander, by the way, what the hell does wily mean? Is he a coyote? Does he chase a roadrunner? Who knows? He heads to his age 37 season with quite a resume, one that could land him in the Hall of Fame arguments 5 years after he retires, should he decide to retire. He's clearly in his age-related decline phase, however, that could be debated by two old guys. That'll take about 3 debates. He went 3 for 3 with a 5.6 ERA, 133 whip, and 42 strikeouts in 61 innings last season. He was an all-star and got Cy Young votes in 2018, but there's been a steady fall since. That's the fall. The Giants in recent years, however, have jarred something loose in pitchers like former Tiger Drew Smiley, another Drew Pomerantz, and Kevin Gausman. I wonder if they'll ask him to change his name to Drew. That way we'll have 3 Drews. Though the fences have been moved in, Oracle Park still plays as a pitching yard too. As such, it's possible a short-term deal here could make sense for both teams. There you go. More sports news. Believe it or not. Boink. Time, or unless something occurs that we need to talk about. Like, for example, the heat is on. The heat is on. Oh, sorry. That's about 8 seconds. We can do with that. Bam Adebayo entered the 2020 offseason in a somewhat difficult position. I did the same thing, but my positions were ultra difficult. Rookie extensions for all stars are normally a very simple matter. The player asks for the max, the team blesses it, the player remains with the team for years to come. That's it. No drama. But this situation is unique. His Miami Heat hoped to use the 2021 cap space to add a superstar. Specifically, they expect that superstar to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. Their track record suggests, at a bare minimum, that they will be in the running for his services. You know the sound effect. That's right. But the pandemic complicated things. The 2021 salary cap was originally projected to land at $125 million. How about now? There's a range. The NBA and the Players Association therein agreed that it will rise between 3% to 11.2 $112.41 million, the exception, their expectation, I know of both words, and 10%, $120.5 million. The Heat have built their roster over the past 7 seasons with 125 million in mind. If the cap really does come in at 112.4 million, 12.6 of the cap space they've carefully planned for evaporates. The salaries that they've already committed to obviously do not. That's that. At a bare minimum, that made committing to any new salaries for the 2021 offseason far costlier. So far this offseason, we've seen the Heat avoid such commitments at all costs. The contracts they agreed to all either expired in time for the summer of Giannis or held team options for the 2021-2022 season. That changed when the Heat agreed to give Adebayo a 5-year max contract that could pay him as much as $195 million in total. The deal was well earned and saves him the risk of having to play out the season without long-term security, but a major wrench into Miami's 2021 plans. Bleh. Thanks to a cap quirk that punishes teams for giving their young players early contract extensions. Signing Adebayo now replaces his relatively tiny 2021 cap hold with a new market value salary. Now, what are cap holds, you may be asking yourself? Yes, what are cap holds and what do they have to do with BAM? Well, let me explain. When calculating cap space, players under contract are a simple proposition. They count for the salary they're getting paid. When a player is not yet under contract, but the team is retaining their rights in free agency, that's where things get a little trickier. Instead of having an actual salary number on the books, they have a predetermined amount called a cap hold. That amount can vary widely depending on the circumstances. For players coming off of the 4th season of their rookie contract, it is functionally based on draft position. Now, the cap hold for 4th-year restricted free agents who made less than the NBA's average salary in the previous season is 300% of their previous salary. That salary is based on draft slot. Adebayo was the number 13 overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft and will make $5,115,492 this season. That would have given him a cap hold of $15,346,476 and maybe a few cents change for the bubblegum machine in the summer of 2021. This number has nothing to do with what Adebayo is actually worth or what he will get paid. It is merely a placeholder for cap purposes until he signs a new contract with the Heat. Now, this is the position Adebayo would have found himself in next summer. See, his rookie contract would have expired, and that would have made him a restricted free agent. See? Now, he would have never left Miami because his restricted status would have given the Heat the right to match any offer. But the mere fact he reached restricted free agency instead of getting a max deal would have mattered tremendously. How so? I'm going to tell you briefly. From a cap perspective, Bam was not the number 1 overall pick. The fact that he's become this good from later in the draft could have created quite a bit of what would have amounted to free cap space. How meaningful? Well, it depends on the exact structure of the deal. Maximum contract extensions are written to be based on a percentage of the cap rather than the exact dollar figure. The dollar figures are written with the cap is determined ahead of the deal's first year. Typically, a 4-year max starts at 25% of the salary cap. If that cap figure is around $112.4 million, his max would start at $28.1 million. If it's $120 million, that max starts at $30 million. Adjust as needed depending on where the cap falls. Taxes and license are the sole responsibility. Oh, that's game shows. Okay. But there's another important caveat here. The Heat may have included Rose Rule escalators in the deal. This will allow Adebayo's deal to start at up to 30% of the cap if he earns one of the following honors: MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, or All NBA. And nobody knows the specifics of the deal, but if they're included at the max, it would bring Adebayo's cap hold to around $33.7 million under the lower cap estimate and $36 million at the highest. Basically, that means that extending Bam now, instead of making him wait, will cost the Heat somewhere between $12.75 million and $20.65 million in cap space. Yes, but there's more. I'm glad we've extended this. Forcing Bam to wait would not have prevented the Heat from giving him the max eventually. They just would have had to wait until after they used their 2021 cap space. In other words, what you see, Bam would get his money in the summer of 2021 instead of right now. Now, obviously, for his purposes, you see, that would have been at less than ideal and exposed him to an enormous amount of risk. That risk was only magnified when the offseason, you see, was condensed. Coming off an injury in the NBA Finals and with only 2 months of rest between the finals and this season, Adebayo's urgency to get that new deal only increased. He got it, and Miami's 2021 cap situation, they're screwed. Now, where do the Heat sit for now? They practically had an entire roster under team control for the 2021-2022 season before the extension. But 3 players are under guaranteed contract. Rookie Precious Achiuwa, who will make about $2.7 million. The second, former second-round pick KZ Okpala at $1.8. And the last is the big one, Jimmy Butler, who is owed over $36 million. Can we hear it? And thank you. That doesn't mean the Heat will just let everyone else walk for free. They'll at least enter the offseason above the cap with the rights to a number of players still on the books if needed. Here's some of them. Tyler Hero's option will be picked up this offseason. It's too good a value at $4 million to be declined. Goran Dragic, $19.4 million. Myers Leonard, $10.2 million. And Avery Bradley, $5.9 million. All agreed to deals with team options this offseason. Chris Silva, $1.8 million. Andre Iguodala, $15 million, already had team options. Those can be wiped away easily enough if necessary. Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn are in the position Bam almost was. They too will be restricted free agents, but their situations are even more complex. As undrafted free agents, their cap holds could be as low as $2.1 million. However, if either reaches the starter criteria for a restricted free agent, that hold gets bumped up to around $4.7 million. To hit that criteria, a player needs to start at least 41 games or play at least 2,000 minutes next season or average those totals over last season and next season combined. In other words, they're nuts. The Heat still have around $5.2 million in dead money. On the books, after using the stretch provision to waive Ryan Anderson last summer, this money can't be removed from the cap sheet for any reason. The only exception would be if the Heat successfully applied for a career-ending injury exemption. That's unlikely for a number of reasons, which time does not allow us to go into. So, in other words, what am I thinking of? Can somebody please tell me? Oh, yeah, that's right. Miami screwed. Believe it or not. Okay, 12:25 in the AM. That's Eastern time zone. We got about 10 minutes left on this show. Let's see if we can't do anything about it, shall we? I know what you're saying. How can we do it? Simple. By bringing you the shout-outs first, and then the scoreboard will be done last, and then everybody will be happy. How happy? Give me 10 minutes on the clock, guys. Are we ready? Hello! How are you? Hello, Angela Peterson, Christina Peterson, Ricky Pickrell, Brenda Dixon, Mike Sparks, Yvonne Marie, Brian Mann, Linda Miller, Yuki Tanaka, Anne-Marie Mann, Jay the Brain Man, Matthew Nichols, Jerry Nichols, Nancy Nichols, Yuki Tanaka, Paul Anthony Slowinski, Alan Oberoff, Brenda Gaminsky, Sharon Baxley, my mother, I have to say hi to her, Uno, the Mouse Assassin, Amy Hayes, Frida Hayes, Morris Hayes, Tony Pickrell, Crystal Hart, Liberty Lang, Matthew Nichols, as we said. Bobby Strauss, Rick Chiampa, Roman Ronan, Hilda Clark Bowen, Chris French, Chris Lewis, Brendan Nolan, Stephen Miller, Harold Robbins, Phil Monahan, Leonard Brand, Joseph Yusuf Diaz, Rico Flores, Kimberly Butler, January J. Keaton, Marina Orlova, Linda Steele. That's right. We got Jeff Lento. How you doing, bro? Let's say hi, how are you, to Michelle Townsend Marconi, riding on a pony, stuck a feather in her cap and called it Rice-A-Roni. Marianne Manco. Also, Dixie Keaton, Mike Pickrell, of course. That's all the fun and excitement. Let's keep going, like Sloan. We go to Twitter. Yeah. Why do we go to Twitter? Because we can, and we do. Who do we say hi to on the Twitter? Oh, that's simple. We say hi to the following people on Twitter. We say hi to Angela Box. We also say howdy to Wyatt Holiday, Peter Gilmore, Mandy Summers. Hello to Sith Lord, otherwise known as the one and only JJ. Sibley Soul, Sierra Sierchi. Ivy McKellen, Casey Lennox, Nick Mantis, Alex Sims, who's on her way to Paradise, the East Coast, mainly. We also say hello to Audrey Dahlgren, Robert Oberoff. We say hi already. We also say hello to Stacey Hayes. We say hello to Sherry Jones, Peter Oeda, Louisa Fernanda, Erica Renee Davis. More? Yeah, we got more to say hi to. Beth McLeod, Lena Gwynn. Hi, Tessa Bareba. Rebecca, how you doing? How's everything? How's life, liberty, and the pursuit of, well, whatever you're pursuing? And then we have, believe it or not, Narf. By the way, to all the voices from Animaniacs, welcome back. We love the reboot.
Leave my stuff alone.
Hi. Hey, Uno, come on down. Come on down, baby. More Instagram how do you do's as we go to them. Instagram. Why? Because we're instant. We say hello to the vision of sports and loveliness, Miss Claudia Treos, Linda Steele, Dorothy Malone. We also say hi to Jessica Hall. That's right, Brenda Dixon. We say hi. We say hi to First Lady 58. Also, we say a very lovely hello to Francia Jones. Hi. To Tess Broussard. Hello. How are you, my love? How are you doing? We also say hi to Emerald Morrow. We say hi to Presley and Taylor. Great couple of ladies who are singers of country music and any other kind of music you can think of. They're pretty good at what they do. We applaud. Tuareke, Kimberly Wells, how you doing? Tammy Foote, Manuela Machigan, how are you? Dorothy Malone, all the good folks. We say hi to everyone. Albany Irvin, hi, how are you? Everybody, be happy, lappy, lappy. Okay, that only means one thing we got to do. We got a boogie. We got 5 extended minutes, so you know what that means. It's not heavy. Oh, and Kellyanne Collins and Chuck Woolery. Now, it's not heavy, but it's good. It's scoreboard time. Yes, indeed. Scoreboard time. Ole. Ole, 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 ole. Everybody. Okay. Let's get down to business. We got scores, and they won't leave you bored. That's right. Let's go to it. Yes, indeed. Now, for this, I will need to wear the scoreboard horn. That's right. Gotta wear this. Why? Because it feels so good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Feels good and gives my cat paws. Get it? Cat paws. Okay, we got some Champions League scores to give you in the group stage. Seville over Krasnodar 2-1. Chelsea beat Rennes 2-1. Dortmund beat Club Brugge 3-0. Barcelona beat Dynamo Kyiv 4-0. Juventus 2-1 winner over Ferencvaros. Lazio a 3-1 winner over Zenit. Manchester United 4-1 over Başakşehir. And Paris Saint-Germain defeated Leipzig 1-0. In hockey, we got a load here. Sweden, Dragons, a 4-1 winner over Brynäs. HV71, a 5-1 winner. Dragons 4-1. HV71, 5-1 winner of Lulia. In the Czech Republic Extraliga of hockey, Plzeň defeated Sparta Prague 3-1. Ziln defeated Cesk Budějovic 4-1. They tried extras, but then they decided penalty shots. And Litvinov defeated Olomouc 4-3. How's this for a slap dance? Mlada Boleslav well over Karlovy Vary 11-4. Kometa Brno lost to Vitkovice 3-2. Trinek over Mountfield 3-0. Liberec over Pardubice 4-1. Finland, the land that I love. They even play hockey. Carpad over JYP. Are you down with JYP? I know you're down with JYP. 6-3, the one. Kalpa. I did say that right, Kalpa, although down south would be known as Kalpai. Kalpa defeated Lukako 4-3. In basketball, in the Japan NPB playoffs, the Fukuoka Silverhawks blanked the Omuri Giants 4-0, 4-8-2 for the Hawks, 0-1-1 for the Giants. More for the Silverhawks got the win. He's 7-3. Sanchez for the Giants got the loss. He's 8-5. And the Korean Baseball Organization playoffs, South Korea. The NC Dinos defeated the Doosan Bears 4-2. 4-11-0 for the Dinos, 2-7-0 for the Bears. Rusinski for the Dinos got the win. He's 2-0. And Alcantara for the Bears got the loss. He's 1-3. And guess what, kiddies? Yes, I know. Guess what? It is time to say it. We made it on time. Yes, the devil inside us Made it in time. We're going to extend for a little bit. Why? Because I get to say the following. Can I have a light? Thank you. Wow. Yeah, that's a light. I got to get one of those circle lights so I don't have to use this light. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for shooting the breeze with us and for allowing me to go crazy as I love to do when it comes to sports and obviously quarantine hair. Hi. No, unibrow. Anyway, folks, that's it for us. Thank you all for watching us. We will be back tomorrow night. A bit of a reminder, our Thanksgiving show, we will be on the air after the NBC Thanksgiving Day game. It's around 8 o'clock, and it'll probably end around 11:30. So we will be on probably about 11:45 on Thursday, and we hope you'll tune in for that. Let me just adjust so you can get the whole thing. So thank you all for being a part of it. We'll see you Wednesday night, and I promise I won't do any of this. Steve Baxley, I am the Baxman. This is the Sports Final, and we give you a pleasant good evening, good night, God bless. And a reminder for your favorite teams, I hope they win. And good night, America. Oh, special hello. I saved this the best for last to Claudia Trejos. My heart just beats for this woman. She makes sports worth watching. She's pretty good at all kinds of sports, including boxing. One of the best. Claudia, much love. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. Good night, everybody. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports and indirectly YouTube. Good night. God bless. And may the best in sports always hit a homer or words to that effect. We still haven't come up with a catchphrase. See ya.